In this video, you'll uncover what Mother Teresa revealed before her death, a disturbing secret that could shake even her most devoted admirers. Globally revered as the ultimate symbol of compassion and charity, she was an unwavering voice for the vulnerable, asserting that the greatest destroyer of peace is the cry of the innocent unborn child. The world saw her as a living saint, someone whose love and sacrifice were unparalleled. But behind the serene face that inspired millions, there was a hidden truth, a dark and invisible burden that gnawed at her soul. While her legacy shone brightly, her inner struggle revealed a surprising side of this much-venerated figure. Murmurs of a hidden darkness followed her every step. Yet, before she passed away, she revealed something terrifying that shook the foundations of her legacy. What was this revelation? A dark past, a hidden sin, or a truth too powerful to ignore? Join us as we unveil Mother Teresa's revelations. Welcome to the channel. Before we begin, we invite you to share your requests and prayers in the comments. Don't forget to like this video to help us spread prayers or powerful stories like this. Consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so you don't miss our future prayers and special content. Welcome to the channel. Before we begin, we ask you to participate by leaving your requests and prayers in the comments. Don't forget to like this video to help us spread powerful prayers like this one. Consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so you don't miss our future prayers and special content. Mother Teresa revealed a disturbing secret: no one captured the public's imagination like she did. The greatest destroyer of peace is the cry of the innocent unborn child. Mother Teresa, an icon of compassion, love, and mercy, will forever be remembered in history. She created a legacy, but behind her selfless acts was a dark secret that tormented her soul. Without a doubt, she was the most selfless person I've ever known. I don't think there's any human who doesn't believe in God. The world adored her as a living saint. Whispers of a hidden darkness followed her every step. Yet, before she passed away, she revealed something terrifying that shook the foundation of her legacy. What was this revelation? A dark past, a hidden sin, or a truth too powerful to ignore? Join us as we unveil Mother Teresa's revelations. Mother Teresa, also known as Saint Teresa of Calcutta since 2016, has a complex and multifaceted public image. She received widespread admiration for her selfless charity work, earning her the prestigious Nobel Peace Prize for her efforts to combat poverty and suffering, considered threats to peace. Throughout her life, she was celebrated and recognized with numerous awards and honorary titles, consistently ranking among the most admired people in the world. Many Catholics hold her in high esteem, considering her a saint and seeking her intercession. However, along with the praise, Mother Teresa also faced significant criticism. Concerns were raised about the quality of medical care provided by her organization. There were suggestions that certain deathbed baptisms were forced conversions, and she was accused of having connections with colonialism, racism, and questioning public figures. Yet, she never spoke a word. But before her death, she broke her silence and revealed a terrifying secret. Mother Teresa's journey to India began with her birth under the name Ange's Gonks Bojaxiou on August 26, 1910, in the Ottoman Empire, in Skopje. She was baptized the day after her birth in Skopje and later considered August 27 as her true birthday. Mother Teresa was the youngest daughter of Nicola and Dranophile Bojaxiou. Her father, who was involved in Albanian community politics, died in 1919 when she was 8 years old. In her early years, she developed a deep fascination with the stories of missionaries and their selfless service in Bengal. By the age of 12, she had already decided to dedicate herself to religious life. This unwavering determination was only strengthened on the auspicious day of August 15, 1928, while praying at the Black Madonna Shrine in Letnice, a place she frequented on her pilgrimages. At 18, in 1928, she said goodbye to her home and began her journey to join the Sisters of Loreto at the Loreto Convent in Rathfarnham, Ireland. Her goal was to learn English, as it was the language of instruction for the Loreto Sisters in India, where she aspired to become a missionary. Sadly, she never saw her mother or sister again, as her family lived in Skopje until 1934 before moving to Toronto. In 1929, she finally arrived in India and began her novitiate in the serene city of Darjeeling, among the majestic lower mountains of the Himalayas. It was there that she learned Bengali and began teaching at St. Teresa's School, located near her convent. On the memorable day of May 24, 1931, she made her first religious vows, adopting the name Teresa, in honor of Saint Therese of Lisieux, the patroness of missionaries. However, since another nun in the convent had already chosen this name, she decided to honor it by using the Spanish spelling. Mother Teresa's missionary calling was fulfilled when she took her solemn vows on May 14, 1937, while working as a teacher at the Loreto Convent School in eastern Calcutta, adopting the title of Mother, according to Loreto tradition. She devoted nearly 2 decades to the school and was appointed headmistress in 1944. Although she enjoyed teaching, Mother Teresa became increasingly troubled by the poverty in Calcutta. What bothered her was that she did not feel at peace, despite being a missionary. The Bengal famine in 1943 and the violence during Direct Action Day in August 1946 further intensified her desire to help those in need. During a train journey to Darjeeling in 1946, Mother Teresa felt a strong inner calling to serve the poor of India through Jesus, which she sought and obtained permission to leave the school. In 1950, she founded the Missionaries of Charity, adopting a white sari with blue borders as the order's habit. On September 10, 1946, Teresa had a profound experience that she later referred to as the call within the call during her annual retreat at the Loreto Convent in Darjeeling. She felt compelled to leave the convent and help the poor by living among them. This was seen as a divine command, which she could not ignore without betraying her faith. Joseph Langford, founder of the Missionaries of Charity Fathers, noted that, although unknown to many, Sister Teresa became Mother Teresa in 1948 when she began her missionary work with the impoverished, abandoning her traditional Loreto dress for a simple white cotton sari with blue borders. Mother Teresa adopted Indian citizenship and underwent basic medical training at the Holy Family Hospital in Putna before venturing into the slums. Before fully dedicating herself to the homeless and hungry, she established a school in Motijil, Calcutta. In early 1949, Mother Teresa was joined by a group of young women who laid the foundation for a new religious community aimed at helping the poorest of the poor. Her efforts quickly caught the attention of Indian authorities, including the Prime Minister. On October 7, 1950, Mother Teresa received approval from the Vatican for the congregation that would later evolve into the Missionaries of Charity. In her own words, this congregation would care for the hungry, the naked, the homeless, the disabled, the blind, the lepers, all the people who feel unwanted, unloved, neglected by society, people who have become a burden to society and are shunned by everyone. Mother Teresa's compassion didn't end there. She opened her first hospice in 1952, with the help of Calcutta officials, transforming an abandoned Hindu temple into the Kaligat Home for the Pure Heart, which was provided free of charge for impoverished people. The hospice was later renamed Home for the Pure Heart. Those admitted to the facility received medical care and were allowed to die with dignity, following their respective religious beliefs. Muslims were given the Quran to read, Hindus received water from the Ganges, and Catholics received the sacrament of extreme unction. Mother Teresa described this as a beautiful death, where individuals who had lived like animals could pass away as angels, loved and cared for. She established a home for those suffering from leprosy, and her hospices were known as Shantinagar, or City of Peace. The missionaries of charity, under her guidance, also founded rehabilitation centers, healthcare clinics, orphanages, and schools across India. In 1955, Mother Teresa expanded her initiatives to include a home for orphans and homeless children, called Shirshu Bhavan, where needy children received a complete education. By the late 1960s, her charity had flourished beyond India's borders. Pope Paul VI, impressed by Mother Teresa's work, granted her a used limousine, which she auctioned off, donating the proceeds to Indian lepers. She continued to travel the world, extending her services to the poor, and in the years that followed, Mother Teresa managed to open charities in several countries, including Venezuela, Tanzania, Rome, Austria, and the United States. In 1971, she also received the prestigious Kennedy Medal. Among Mother Teresa's many admirers were Pope John Paul II and Princess Diana, who visited her organization in Calcutta and considered Mother Teresa a friend. History recalls Pope John Paul II's words of affection for her, saying, "Mother Teresa marked the history of the 20th century as an unbreakable, selfless, and loving person." However, not everyone was her supporter. Mother Teresa's critics have questioned her unwavering opposition to abortion and the use of contraceptives. She stated at an International United Nations conference in 1994 that, the greatest threat to world peace was abortion. This sparked controversy, especially with women's rights advocates. Additionally, her charity homes, seen as places for converting patients to Catholicism, were also criticized. The conditions in these hospices were described as inadequate, leading Dr. Robin Fox, editor of The Lancet, to critique them as potentially failing the Hippocratic Oath. Despite such criticism, she did not let any of it hinder her charitable work. She never responded to critics or addressed any claims, yet before her death, she revealed a terrifying secret. Mother Teresa received international recognition in the form of the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979, an acknowledgement of her dedication to aiding the poor. She used the prize money to build more charity houses and feed the hungry. However, the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony was also marred by controversy when she commented that abortion is the greatest destroyer of peace. Even her speech during the ceremony did not dampen the celebration of her charitable work and mission, with many being moved to tears. In 1997, Mother Teresa took a step back from her role as the head of the Missionaries of Charity, and just a few months later, she passed away, leaving behind a rich legacy of charity and compassion. Her journey toward sainthood culminated with her beatification in 2003 and her canonization as a saint by Pope Francis in 2016. But what was the secret that Mother Teresa kept hidden all her life? Despite being hailed as one of the greatest philanthropists of our time, Mother Teresa struggled with something deeply troubling: her faith in God. She expressed doubts and spiritual dryness in letters to her confessors, revealing a crisis of faith that lasted for decades. Despite this, she continued her mission, helping millions. However, her revelations about her inner turmoil shocked the world, unveiling the darker side of a saint's life. Mother Teresa's legacy remains a symbol of compassion, but her struggle with faith reminds us that even the most revered figures have their moments of doubt. Her story is a powerful testament to the complexity of human spirituality and the enduring impact of selfless service.